love, by now most of us have heard the story of one woman's journey to find happiness, and this morning we bring you a similar story, only this time she is going to share steps for a do-it-yourself Eat, Pray, Love experience. Joining us this morning is this young lady, Barbara Singer. Back when she was 44, she decided to reinvent her life, right, Barbara? She did it because in 1 year filled with a whole lot of anxiety, her only kid went off to college, she got a divorce, and then she fell in love with a brand new man who suddenly died. I can't even imagine, but it seems that is when her life really began. She has written a book called Living Without Reservations, which is right here, and she is here to tell us all about it. Good morning, Barbara. An amazing story that you have and that you were going to share with us this morning.
Yes, I was living in Orlando, the American dream, big house, big job, all of the trappings, and the lifestyle just kept getting faster and faster. So someday I thought I would make a change, and it came much faster and much more brutally than I would have chosen, but it really was the catalyst to go. So after all these tragedies, I called my dad in Pennsylvania and asked if I could borrow his camper, and I wanted to go on a road trip out west and just kind of take some time to regroup and think about what am I going to do for the second half of my life alone. And he said no, but I'll go with you if we can go to Alaska. So that started the whole road trip. But on that first trip, I met people living incredible vagabond lifestyles, and I thought, you know, this really can be done without a real job.
Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the pictures from Alaska, because I can see where this would be inspiring and make you want to quit your job and just travel. So, and you do say that, what, you're homeless, I guess?
I am officially homeless, so part of the how to do it is without the machinery of the American lifestyle, you are able to
Now this flashes forward a few years.
Oh, here,
this is where the road that you took in Alaska eventually ended up.
This is
there
the
you are.
happy
Is that Alaska?
That's Alaska.
Okay, there's Alaska. We'll tell you about what that was. Was that Giuseppe?
That was Giuseppe.
Oh, Giuseppe. There you are on the road to Alaska.
There.
I can only imagine what that trip would have been like with your dad for how many weeks?
6 weeks.
Wow.
So Pennsylvania to California to Canada and up through Alaska. So quite incredible.
You must have gotten to know your dad in a way that you never thought possible.
I did. I learned a lot about him, but it was interesting. He was 70, kind of at the tail end of his life, reflecting back. I was 44 in the middle, thinking, what am I going to do with the second half of my life? And my daughter was 20, going to college, going, what am I taking these classes for? I don't know what I want to be. So the three of us together made an interesting crew, just in where we were in our lives.
So you get back from Alaska, and that is when you say, what, you went back to your job for 1 day?
And said, no more.
Good for you.
I can't do that.
What gave you the courage to do that, to just walk it? You know, don't you think we've all been there? Haven't you all been there, that if you had the guts, if you had the courage, you'd say, you know what, I'm exiting this party.
It was so empty, and where I had come from was so adventurous and full and exciting, and just to think that I was going to live 20 more years to retirement, the stretch was just too long. So I knew that I was finished.
So you finished with your job, but then you took on some other adventures that started right here in Southwest Florida, in Matlacha.
I came to Matlacha. I was working at a little gallery, one of the beautiful art galleries. This necklace is from there, Island Vision. And I was waiting tables at Portobello's in Burnstore Marina, and there I met Captain Pete, who was living in the harbor on his 42-foot Hunter sailboat, and one night made an off-the-cuff comment about sailing in the Caribbean, and on New Year's Eve we took off on a 100-day sail from Burnstore Marina to St. Bart's.
And you didn't know this man?
I didn't know this man.
And there you go, off into the wild blue
Again, I can see why you went.
It was an adventure, people living on boats, again, complete vagabond lifestyles, families with children that were homeschooling their kids. We met a man who single-handedly sailed around the world. His boat looked like it was going to sink tomorrow, but he was living a life that was far more exciting than anything I had ever seen. And he didn't have a pile of money. He was just brave.
So then, fast forward, and then you go to Italy.
I'm getting off the boat, and I said, okay, it's just me. I can choose anywhere in the world. Where do I want to live? And it was Florence, Italy.
Is that it, right? Is that
That's
your vineyard?
the winery. That's
so
Tuscany.
This is where the real happy ending comes along, right? Because at that winery, is that
your laundry, Barbara?
Well, we don't have dryers in Italy, so everyone hangs their laundry out.
And your poppy field.
And the poppies. But I rented a room from a woman, wired her money, and she showed up at the train station. I was a little nervous at that moment when no one was there when I arrived, but she was an empty nester mom too. We got along great, and then 10 days later I went to the winery as a tourist and met Giuseppe, and
that's your new man.
That's my new man.
And that's why you brought this bottle of wine.
There you go. So I'm still not independently wealthy, so I have to work. So the idea is you go and rent a room from a local somewhere in the world, and then you come back to the United States, or I do, and work at a high-season tourist resort area in a tipped job. Valet parking, bellman, waiting tables. I was the hotel nanny one year in Aspen. But you're living in a fabulous resort area, having a grand time, but working, stash the cash, and then make it last as long as you can.
But what you give up is the house and the bills and all the...
I have a cell
phone.
phone.
The anxiety.
Real quickly, tell what your three bills are.
A cell phone. I have a very small storage unit with personal items and health care. Those are my three bills.
What else do you need?
Wow.
2 suitcases and a computer.
Well, in your book, Living Without Reservations, which we are going to give away right now to the fourth caller.
Caller number 4, call this number right here on the screen, 239-673-3388. Will receive. You'll get Barbara Singer's book. I'll bet she'll even autograph it for you if you haven't won anything here on Fox 4 over the last 30 days.
And again, it kind of explains how this is possible. A lot of people, you said you were not the only one doing this.
There are other travelers will teach you so many tricks of the trade, but I stay in hostels when I am moving. There's homestays, but the book is loaded with websites. Every step that I made, it's really what I did and how I did it and what resources I was using.
Well, you are one amazing woman with one amazing story, and I'm so glad that you put it in writing to share with the rest of the world.
We love her because when she introduces herself, she says, "Hi, I'm homeless and I'm a vagabond." And you know what? I got to correct you. You are rich. You're a billionaire.
In a very different way.
Yeah, in the right way. I mean, ultimately, isn't that what all people hope, that the money, the fame, the fortune brings us happiness? And you got it without having to deal with all that. You know what?
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Barbara. To find more information about this segment, log on to our website, fox4morningblend.com.